Hi Cancer, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel. Let's begin. Please like and subscribe. Even if this reading doesn't resonate with you, because you know it's going to come around where it's going to resonate with you at some point. So would you please like and subscribe if you haven't already? Thank you so much. And I appreciate all the people who've already subscribed and liked. That's wonderful. I also love to hear from you through the comments, but nobody ever comments. Mob. Okay. Mob. Interesting. It's a mob of birds. Did you see the crows or the ravens and the fox there? There's a mob of birds. It's like mob of communication, but we'll find out. I'll read it. Let's find out. This is a liminal forest. A liminal forest. We got mob. I hope you're doing well, and yeah, I'm doing good and excited to get going on this one. Okay, so mob. We got working within a group with shared goals can enable collective problem solving for more effective and innovative solutions. However, this dynamic can also pose risks such as mob mentality or groupthink, where the drive for unanimous agreement overshadows critical thinking, potentially suppressing creativity and individual expression. I'm right away thinking about the jury. You know, the jury of 12 people. They have to come to a unanimous decision. A verdict. So this situation can be challenging for those who oppose the group consensus. Going against the group may cause feelings of isolation and pressure, as a minority viewpoint may be met with dismissive or even hostile responses, leading to a sense of alienation. And that, again, like you think about them when the jury goes in for they convene for their discussions and analysis of the evidence, and somebody doesn't want to go along with the rest of who are saying they're guilty, or they're going along with one person saying they're guilty, the other people are saying no, he's not guilty, whatever. So such an environment marked by tension and resistance can cause significant stress and self-doubt. It is in this space that maintaining personal beliefs while navigating group dynamics can feel daunting. You may need to consider if you are using the power of the group to coerce someone to fall in line, or if peer pressure is causing you to suppress opinions in favor of group conformity, sacrificing personal integrity for the sake of group harmony or acceptance. Are you going along with someone or with something you don't believe in because speaking up may draw unwanted attention or cause conflict? Very good. Okay, so mob mentality. Are you going along with something, someone else's ideas, or just even your own ideas? And I often bring up like the idea of your parents wanting you to go to school to become a lawyer or a doctor, and you go through you don't want to, but you do it because that's your thing, that's what they want me to do, right? And you feel pressured into it because they might write you out of the inheritance if you don't, something like that. But you go through all the classes and courses and internships and whatever you got to do, and it's like by the time you got to write the exam, it's like, I can't do this. I hate this. I can't stand doing this. I don't even, if I'd been a doctor, can't stand the sight of blood. If I'm going to be a lawyer, I couldn't defend somebody, and I couldn't take the time or the energy to even bother trying to build a case for prosecution. That kind of thing. So your heart's just not in it. So what are you doing that may be putting you in a position? The Hierophant. Well, it's somebody that Cancer, it could be this, that you're going to school because you feel as if you need to go to school to get an education so that you can make a lot of money. And you'll have this kind of a position of authority, and it's going to make you feel really good, and your ego will be propped up, kind of thing. You'll be very proud of yourself, which of course you should be. But if it overshadows the good part about being proud of yourself, then that can turn toxic. So what do we got here for an exclamation? Hierophant. The Knight, the King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Being grounded. Something to do with mastering finances, becoming an authority of money, of finances, of investments. Groupthink. Cancer, it could be something that you feel as though that there is a certain consensus of whoever it is that you deal with, or yourself, that says you've got to do something a certain way. You've got to do something a certain way, or think a certain way that is going to see you being prosperous and abundant. To be the authority, so that you can be a leader, that you can lead others. But it's also that threat of being in a position where you've got too much power. Too much power. Let's see. Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit. Or perhaps you're facing somebody who's in that kind of energy. They're a little too high on their horse. We have ring. Oh, okay, that's a contract, agreement. It's 25 it's a 7, a heavenly number, so this is, got the divine messaging, the divine guidance all around this. So, we have got this one here is the white 25, which means it's it's a less shadowy version of the card, of the symbols. So 25, the ring, traditionally it means, of course, promises, agreements, voluntary commitment, engagement, or marriage. So the lilac version is betrothal, marriage promises, attachment, agreement on cooperation. Agreement on cooperating. Okay, betrothal, you've been betrothed to somebody that maybe, you don't want to be. In some cultures, they do that. Marriage promises, being attached. Okay, betrothal, being attached, marriage. I'm not going to say betrothal. Okay, so for anyone in this, watching this reading, if you're of that culture, you can think of it that way. Okay, but if not, it's a marriage. A marriage and attachment. It could be attachment to, pride and envy. Pride and envy, where you are going to be in such a position that people are going to look up to you. Right, the Hierophant. People are going to look up to you and look for your wisdom. Seek your wisdom, and you might be carrying it a little bit far, where you may be giving advice that may be unsolicited, and maybe self-benefiting for you, or this is somebody you're facing. But it's someone that you're committed to. You've got a contract or an agreement with. Marriage contract or an agreement between business partners, or a agreement, contract, or commitment. This guy is besides the Emperor, he is the main commitment guy in the tarot, the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is maybe somebody you're married to, Cancer, that you're in a commitment to them, with them. And they are in a position where you're... So I'm getting these ideas from Archangel Michael, and I'm thinking that you have got people they have got people that are pressuring you, mob mentality, pressuring you to marry this person. Or your own people are doing that, to marry this person. Or you're married to this person, Cancer. And you've got people like their father in particular, and maybe grandfather, it depends how young you all are, but they may be in the position where whatever they say he should do, you've got to follow along with it. Because that's what the mob, what's the family. You know, you talk about the mob, right? The mob of crime, but I'm not talking that. But, you know, it's like whatever the big guy says, the son needs to follow suit, and therefore you're expected to as well. Because of this, you know, you're committed, you're contracted to them. You have an agreement between you, whether you're married or not. It's kind of like, to this person here, you're already like, whatever this person, they expect this person to do, you need to fall in line. That kind of thing. Whew, we got the Seven of Pentacles. Wow, this one here is hanging herself. Look at her, she's got the rope. Now I don't know if she hung herself or if she was hung, but in any case, she's in the basement and she's hung herself from the floor rafters. Wow, Seven of Pentacles. Talk about making mistakes. Not looking at the abundance, like what you see in other tarot decks with all the pentacles in the tree. Not looking at the fruit as being something valuable, but looking at the fruit as being something of, it's too much. One too many straws broke the camel's back. One too many demands, one too many perceptions of other people, you know, the mob, and possibly your person that you're connected with. One too many expectations, one too many demands. As like, they're going too far. They've gone too far. Okay, let's keep going. Nine of Cups. Somebody's being overindulgent. This is not about being emotionally happy with this card next to it. No. Overindulgent. Someone's overindulging this is the Eight of Wands. Yeah, overindulging their communication, overindulging. The Eight of Wands is like, it could be, it doesn't have to be happy communication, it can be angry communication, it could be angry ideas, because it's Wands, right? Where somebody is overindulging, let's just say it's a man, right? Could be like the father or grandfather who is pushing their ideas, their expectations, and perceptions onto you and your partner. That they're in the person's ear. Let's just pretend that this is the father or the grandfather as Beetlejuice, because look at him. He looks scary. He looks like he's got, he's whispering in this guy's ear. And he's saying, you got to do this, and your little wifey or whoever has got to do that. They need to follow this, that, and that other thing. They're whispering in their ear thoughts of, I demand this, I demand that. So it could be that they are in line for a huge inheritance, right? And so your guy is saying, we just got to follow the rules. We just got to do what they want us to do. And then, they're not going to live forever. I'll tell you, they will live forever just because you don't want them around. You don't want that. The Nine of Swords, yeah. It makes you live this dream of desolation. It's like, there's like a desert here with just this, what was that, a tree? Or some kind of building that's not there anymore, but a door in the middle of the air. It's kind of like, there's your escape, but you've got to be able to get from the ground to the door, right? It's not like it's a matter of you can make a leap and you're going to make it. You got to figure out a way. But this is a dream, in the dream state where you're sleeping. You're anxious. You want to get out of this. You want to get through the door. You want to be able to reach the door and get through it and get out of this desolation, this barrenness, this isn't the way I expected my relationship to be, by being married to somebody who has some kind of controlling factors in his life. And the controlling factors could be the father or the grandfather, presenting or pushing their demands and expectations onto him and you. Or the controlling factor is that your husband knows that there's an inheritance coming, that they're going to be doing what they need to do to go along with whatever mom and dad want. Doesn't matter what it is. They're going to say whatever mom and dad wants, that's what they're going to get, because I'm going to get inheritance. It could just be that your husband is the type of person is a yes man to his parents. Has nothing to do with inheritance or them pushing their expectations, demands onto him and you. It could be just that they want to make. They might have the Cancer. They might have the kind of mental clarity of someone who is never enough. Feels like they're never enough. Never enough, or that they'll be abandoned or rejected or have been, and that they're a parent pleaser, okay, or a people pleaser. If it's not parents, it could be the boss at work, that they're in a job where their boss is saying, if you want to go, if you want to become CEO of this company, or if I hook you up with our other branch or whatever as the acting manager or the manager or the CEO of that one, you're going to have to do this, that, and the other thing. And which means you have got to come on board with it. And I say this is you. Okay, pretend this is you. You got to get on board with it, because the mob mentality is that these two are in cahoots with each other, as well as any other, the directors of the company, the board of directors and stuff like that. They all see this guy as being like the next promised land kind of thing. This guy here is going to be the one that they want to see. They want to be able to hand over this office to, or this manufacturing, this site to, that kind of thing, right? That they will, their salary will increase. They'll get even more benefits than they already got, and you just got to go along with it, because if you're married to this guy and you want to stay married to them, that's kind of like you got to go along with it. So if they got to relocate, you got to relocate. And that would be your kids too, right? If you got them, but maybe they got to move to. My husband works in a sawmill, and believe me, sawmills are not in cities. They are in very tiny towns. Okay. So I've had to move wherever it is that he's been getting promoted to, and it's always a small place. Okay. Not much to offer. So it could be something like that for you. Or it's across, it's in another part of the world, like let's say South America. It's in Peru, or just some other culture that's totally different than yours. And you're going to have to live there for at least 3 years. You got to move. So it's kind of like you got to get on board with it if you want to have what you got, to stay there like that. Go along with the mob mentality. Maybe you're not wanting to go along with the mob mentality anymore, and you want out. Let's just say that, okay? And so we've got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like you putting yourself on the outside, because on the inside it don't look so good to you anymore. Or you're just feeling lack, that you're just like, oh my God, how did I get myself into this position in life, into this relationship, what I've agreed to be part of, what I have gone along with, how did I get here? How did I do that? I just feel like I'm not very happy, I feel stuck, I'm not happy, I'm lacking freedom of expression. but freedom of movement, freedom of just being, just a normal married couple, living their life, doing things that you both enjoy, where there's nobody hanging over you in any way, shape, or form. This one here. Okay? So we've got then the Five of Cups. Yeah. The Five of Cups is being disappointed, but also regretful and regretful and remorseful of the way life has gone for you, why you're here, right here in the Five of Pentacles. You got two fives beside each other here, which is major change. So you are looking at what the milk has spilt on the floor. I can't do anything about it. There's the water under the bridge. It's already gone. What do I do now? I'm 43 years old, and I've got 3 teenage kids. And this husband who's got a good job. Maybe I haven't been working for a while, and I wouldn't be able to support myself and my kids and all their extracurricular activities. Oh my God. But, you just made me feeling regretful and remorseful that you landed here, where you're at right now, and you're not feeling so optimistic or hopeful at this time. But what is it about the Five of Cups, right? There's 2 behind it, your back, that you're not looking at. Because we're so focused on looking what it is, we're not feeling hopeful and optimistic by looking at what's spilt, what's already gone under the bridge. We're so narrowly focused on the woes of our life that we're not necessarily looking at what can be, what could be if you decided to make some different choices or decisions. And a different choice might be to be, my husband's a great guy, I love him dearly, I don't want to not be with him, he's the father of my kids or whatever. I'm just going to suck it up, because it's not all that bad. If I start looking at what I've got in life, I've got it pretty good. I got this, that, and the other thing, right? You could be thinking that. Or you'd be thinking, I really just kind of want to get out from underneath this mob of family or his work expectations and requirements for him to go up the ladder, and I want to find an escape. I want to start living my life too. As they're living their life, I want to live my life too. So that might mean I stay with my husband, but I have like a separate life. And we have to talk about that, and we have to be okay with that. Or not. But I would say it would be the best thing to talk to. Open marriage maybe, or just like the circumstances are that if you're going to be doing all this and being so busy doing reaching your goals and stuff, I need something where I'm going to be feeling like I got the tiger by the tail too. This can't all be about you. So if that means I'd like to go out with guys, like, friends, people, couples, things like that, maybe even have a relationship with one of them, I would expect you to be accepting of that, and that you wouldn't be calling divorce, right? But if that's not possible, it'd be just like I would like to, become an interior decorator. And I'll be spending a whole lot of time with my clients, waving my magic wand of creating this beautiful thing for them and that beautiful thing for them, and like making drawings and, whatever interior decorators do. So then we've got the Chariot. Because you want to move forward in life. You want to progress in your life. You don't want to be stuck under somebody's, like many people's thumbs, the mob's thumb. You're stuck under them. Whoever, even if this is like the board of directors and the company itself, you're stuck under their, whatever they say goes, because your husband's going to fall in line with it. And now you've got to go the same direction, but it's all about him. Of course it's coming back on the family, because you and your kids, if you got some, you're living quite nicely because of the money, right? And the status that he has and that he's going to accumulate. But you still want to progress in life. But you want to progress in life in a way where you can, that Two of Cups shows up. Two of Cups is like, you just partnering either with your husband, getting on board with it and saying, I'm pretty darn lucky. I've got all that I got. I'm living very well. My kids are happy. And I'm generally happy when he's not focused on all his work, or he's not listening to his, when we're away from his family and we can get away from them. Those 2 of Cups might be times where you actually go off alone together on long holidays, or if that's not possible because, they probably don't get much time from work, or maybe they can take their work with them. But the 2 of you can spend quality time together if that's what you want with this person. If not, it's that you're going to be partnering up with somebody else, whether it's romantically, okay, with your agreement, or if it's not romantically, it's with, you may start your own business. Okay, partner up with a business partner, start a small business, that kind of thing. Even if it's less crocheting, starting your own online business, getting on Etsy, that kind of thing. Okay, progressing forward. But right now you just feel stuck and hung up. Whew, like the contract right here. Okay, he's hanging on to the contract and he's hung up by the elbows with hooks. Yikes, right? But he is just hanging out there. And it's funny, this card is exactly there yesterday, I think, exactly in the same position where I said, look, you may be feeling stuck right now, okay? But it's the divine. The divine is always putting you in that position where you're feeling you're sacrificing your own happiness. You're feeling stuck, that you're not moving forward. You're not progressing forward. But right now, this is what you want. This is what's happening. You're feeling stuck, hanging out, don't know where anything's going to go. All you know is you're not happy and things aren't going as well as you'd like them to go. But the divine is saying, we're going to make you sit in that energy for a while. Why? So what they're going to do, this is what I did yesterday. We're going to take you, this is you, we're putting you over here in this chair, okay, this chair, and we're going to say to you, don't move. You stay right there. Don't you move. And while you're not moving, you think about all the things that you do have in life, finding the silver lining, being grateful for what you have. But the other main reason why we have you sitting in this chair and not moving for however long is because of divine timing. It's because in the ethers all around us there is many things, many energies. And these energies are things that have to coalesce into form. And the divine is orchestrating on your behalf, if you but allow the divine to do this for you, Cancer, is orchestrating on your behalf a really good life, the 2 of Cups life, moving forward, progressing forward, going forward. But there are many pieces, people, places, and things to come together at the right time, with the right, for the right purpose, for the right information, for the right activity, the right event, right whatever, maybe resources, stuff like that. The divine is working on your behalf, and it's orchestrating everything so that as you're moving forward, even if it's at a snail's pace right now, one step in front of the other, it's like the divine is saying at each step forward that you take, following our prompts and being patient, staying right where you are, don't make any drastic changes or moves. We are bringing into you whatever it is that you're attracting at that time. So start thinking gratitude and gratefulness and all that you've got already while you're sitting there feeling stuck. Stuck for a very good reason, and it's called divine timing. Okay? So that's what I did yesterday. So hopefully that makes sense. We got the High Priestess, handbook for the recently deceased. But the High Priestess is you tapping into, like I said, you follow the prompts as you're taking the next step forward, even if that just means that you're going to start looking in the newspaper or getting online and seeing what sort of things people are demanding at this point in time, like products or services, stuff like that you might be interested in. So start doing some research on if you want to start your own home business, small business, or partnering up with somebody. If you are going to work with Etsy, that's your partner. Etsy, to sell something that you make. Okay, eBay, you can dig out all the stuff from your closets and storage spaces and say, I'm going to sell this. It's just accumulating dust. I'm never going to use it, and it's just dead weight. So I'm going to make some money from that, right? So you get on eBay and Mercari and maybe even Facebook Marketplace and start posting your listing. The High Priestess is you just stay tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, so that you can see when you need to see. You can hear when you need to hear. What it is that the guidance of the divine is saying, okay, the next day's come, you're sitting there having your coffee after breakfast, sitting there, and suddenly you get this idea, I'm going to call Sarah. Because I know Sarah has to do with, maybe she's a realtor or something like that. Maybe you want to go to realtor school, become a realtor yourself. I'm going to call Sarah because I want to find out from her how she's doing in her realty business. And then you talk to Sarah, and she's telling you things and giving you ideas about, I know so-and-so who's currently going through, and they're saying it's a lot of work, but it's a way of life of being able to work independently. And that might just kind of ring a bell in you and say, yeah, that's what I want. Okay? So, Knight of Cups. Here's an offer of, let's get together and let's do something that we both love to do. The Two of Cups. There's the Two of Cups. And the Three of Wands, that's being prepared, looking into the future and being prepared to take action when action is needed. The King of Wands, that's taking action. Taking control and taking action. The Queen of Swords, speaking your truth. Maybe even holy cow, Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. Oh my God, that's just so weird. This doesn't look like couples to me. Okay, this looks like people, but all on the same page. Like this person here, this could be you, but this person could be like the real estate lady who gives you information that you need. Helps you find your truth. Having the options, right? Of, well, you could try this, you could try that. What do you most aspire to? What really makes your heart tick? Like, what is it that is your truth, right? She's looking at that. The King of Wands says, you just step into your energy of take charge, take control, lead your life. Don't let this guy lead you around by the nose, this one and their mob. Okay, don't let them lead you around by the nose. You take charge, take control of your own life, step up to your own future. Okay, and get together with that Two of Cups if it is. Get together with someone who can actually help get you aligned with what it is your truth. That something that you'd be very inspired to do as Queen of Wands. Very inspired to do. You may actually have somebody who is in the Queen of Wands energy that is going to be able to say, I can help you with that. I can help you get started with that. Or this is you meeting somebody, the Two of Cups, meeting somebody and, someone who's going to help you to, this is you actually. If you're meeting somebody and you're leaving this guy, this is you speaking your truth to your mob and this guy. That you're not going to be led around by the nose anymore. You have never been happy. You've been looking for a way out. And you're telling your truth. You're speaking your truth. Okay? No emotion, speaking your truth. Now, emotion, when you're speaking your truth, is not like being angry, because that's emotion. When you're a Queen of Swords, no emotion. You don't get angry. You just say it. Say what you're feeling, but say it in a way that's calm and in a way that can be well received by the other. This King of Swords is like the law, or the lawyer who's going to help you break away from this here. They're going to help you take this guy to court and you get everything that you deserve, because there's a lot, apparently. But again, though, if it's not you with a perfect match with the King of Wands and you're the Queen of Wands, it is that you are going to be you're going to be speaking your truth. Having someone's going to help you decide what it is that you're going after. Like I said, it could be that real estate lady. It could be anyone. It could be somebody at Etsy if you need to, contact them, kind of thing. But just if you need some clarification, some information and rules and stuff like that about how to sell on Etsy, what you can sell on Etsy. But you're going to take charge, take control. You're going to have somebody who's going to be able to give you information to help you find your truth. This is going to be someone who's going to help you be able to do that, okay? To help you take action towards whatever it is that inspires you. And you may actually, with the King of Swords, you're going to have somebody who you might have to take this, hire yourself a lawyer or an accountant or somebody. Anyways, this is your business partner. So however you want to look at all these people, but there's a whole lot of people right there. And there's this mob, right? This mob is bringing you down. This mob right here, including yourself, is bringing you up. Okay? So if you don't want to break away from your husband, you want to just escape the whole feeling like you are tied up by all this, mobby stuff. All the rules, regulations, and expectations and demands. You want to get away. You want to break free from that. Then it's like it's you and a new person here in the Two of Cups, or it could be these two as in the Two of Cups. But usually when it's the King and Queen of Swords, it usually means it's a breakup, a divorce. These are divorcees, and which could be you and him, right? If you go that far. So take it as it resonates as it says, but you've got your own new mob. You got a new mob to pay attention to, and they're a different quality of mob than what the one here that you're involved with right now. Best of luck with that, Cancer. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.